Hi, welcome to Live Sounds with Xtronek. Of course, it's me, Xtronek. How are you guys? I've missed you. I know every time I get up here, I'm talking about, oh, I'll make sure I come back. I'll make sure I'm a little more current. And that's me messing up. I can't really fix my schedule. I'm still in class, just trying to work all this out. But I can't fail because right now YouTube ain't paying me and I need to eat. Everybody need bread, whatever. Continuing on. So, I'm deep in production. I've been just kind of getting back to the roots of balancing life. I mean, I had a couple stressful days, so I've really been off the map. But since I've been gone, and in between production and education, and just kind of cooling out, cleaning up, whatever, doing my thing. I even cut my hair a little bit. Check that out. Ah, it's nice, right? Love it. Okay. In between that, I've been doing candy, which is a lot of people are like, oh, it's Pika Plur, it's this, it's that, it's whatever, you know, and that's not the case. Candy is actually, for those who don't know, it's just arts and crafts. It's just something fun to do. I mean, they use it as a networking tool, as we've talked before. You get something like like this is one I'm working on now. Get something like this, and you got to ask yourself, you know, oh, it's not done. It's going to look a lot better when it's finished. You got to ask yourself, why? Well, I do it because I'm known to be a stressful guy. I'm known to flip out and lose my shit, and I'm not very happy. But whatever, and making things like this, or this, or this, or this. We're gonna keep going, and this. I mean, yeah, it looks like candy. Yeah, it looks kind of stupid. Yeah, it's a little childish. But when you take past that I'm taking the time to do something relatively uh, peaceful and, you know, probably helps a lot of my motor functions and keeps me calm and all that extra. Just bringing peace to my world. So, they always say to each their own. Candy kisses up to the other. I'm not doing it for for bragging rights. I'm not doing it because it's the cool thing to do. I actually do it just to keep me calm. Um, and lately, there's been, a lot of talk around the community, especially around my community. I'm in a family called the EDM family. It's on Facebook. It's like 30,000 members. A lot of people out there from all over the world just talking, so forth the other. A friend of mine posted a very interesting article. He did a paper on the new downfall of EDM. Now, when I first stepped into the scene officially a few years ago, they were saying the downfall was bros, people who didn't respect the culture, people who were just kind of there because it's the new in thing. And that's true, at least to me. So don't judge me. To those who don't really know or basics, you have the ability to always learn and know and be more. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to do that. But his paper was different. His paper was actually speaking about uh, purist. Now, technically, with me making candy and me loving music and da, 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 and shuffle nation, transplant, whatever, in the mix of all this, I'm a purist because I happen to know about it. But somewhere along the way, there's other purists, I guess, who have a problem with people who don't. Sorry about the phone. Who don't necessarily know that other people are just coming into this and that this is still just a new scene. So purists are now saying, oh, because you only know about Hardwell or Avicii or, these top artists, that you're not fit to be a part of the scene. Um, excuse me, sorry. I want to stop that sound. And I personally disagree with that. I mean, because I came in and I didn't know who all these new age artists were. I only knew about the beginning artists. Whatever. So, um, he published his paper, and that's essentially what the message is. And I want to take this time to have this conversation with you guys, to say it doesn't matter. This music has brought a lot of people together who otherwise may have never cross paths or talked or intermingled or even associated with each other. People who may have normally just had war and violence and hatred towards each other and prejudice without ever taking the time to network. EDM is what it's going to be. It's a networking tool. And it's one that's building progress where everything else has failed. You know, it's doing the same thing Facebook is doing, but physical. You don't need too much. You just need a radio, you know. And for someone to say, hey, I like that song. Hey, man, what's your name? And it starts. You start the catalyst for why Facebook is necessary. You start the catalyst for why we have email and why we have Skype. You don't Skype with your next door neighbor unless you're 13. You Skype with someone in Egypt. You Skype with someone in another part of the world. You know, not to get off topic. I think, and this is to wrap up, I think, the entire concept of just this conversation. This conversation isn't too serious. I'm just checking in with you guys. But to wrap up this entire conversation, to bring it to a whole point as per my life and as per the paper on how purists are bringing down society because of their need to not accept the new people, the basics, the bros, the negative side of culture as per se. I think that you just need a balance. And, you know, they say work hard, play hard. In my world, I don't believe in just working and then just playing. No, I go hard on both sides completely, and when I'm done, I'm done. And I start my new projects. For me, I'll go, okay, well, maybe now it's time for me to work. And I cut the party switch down. I mean, it's over. And I pick up, you know, that work switch, and I put into effect everything I'm supposed to do. And then I finish that, and I say, okay, I've worked too hard. Party switch. Boom, back up. Work switch. Boom, back down. And that's just me, but it works for me. I think everyone needs to find that balance that'll help them get through their situations and their problems. Just live in that balance, though. Don't get mad because other people are not balanced the way you are balanced. If plur, the quote-unquote, is peace, love, union, respect, then maybe you should be at peace with the fact that other people are different. You should have unity in the fact that not everybody does the same thing as you do. Start having respect at the fact that people, you know, see that in you and they're not judging you for it, instead of putting them down because they haven't chosen against you. With all that being said, yeah, just try to keep that with you. And that's my message to you. Keep that with you, because when everything is said and done with, you want to be closer to everybody else. You know, you spend a lot of the time in your life gaining friends. The first half of your life you spend gaining friends. Second half of your life you spend trying to keep the good ones. There's no such as bad people. Learn to accept everyone. You don't have to be close. I'm not saying hug all up on them. I'm not saying hippie movement, but accepting people. You know, these are broader topics every day that we're always faced with. The sooner you accept people, the sooner the world works better for you. And, you know, you don't have so many burnt bridges. You're not so alone in this world. And that last 25 years or whatever that you may spend will be happy, will be peaceful, will be blissful. You will have a balance between your world and the next. So I guess that's just my talk for you today. I don't really have anything else. Feel free to check out my other videos. Of course, you already know it's Xtronek, Xtronek. I'm always here. Any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them, and I will address them. I'm sorry. I promise I'll get on my game. I promise. I'm serious this time. I do mean I do. Other than that, peace, love, unity, respect, and be safe.